What are you living for? That's the question that has been on my mind since I've had this interruption with my Instagram page. It's been on my mind. It's a question that I'm asking myself, but I'm also asking all the people around me. Because once you're stripped of what you thought was value, the thing that you were in pursuit of, and you're blocked from pursuing a particular thing outside of yourself, you're forced to question your motivation. Then you realize that individuals are all motivated towards something. The root of the word motivation is mover, which is to move. So you have to ask yourself, what makes you move, and why do you move towards the things you're moving towards, and what is it that you're moving towards? What motivates you? In the first book, the first chapter, Advancing Individual, Chapter 1, we have intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation. I've gotten down to the essence, I've gotten back down to the root of my true motivation system, which is ultimately intrinsic. You have to ask yourself, what are you living for? What are you alive for? And I say this, we all seek love, admiration, respect, recognition for our value, for our contribution. We all seek love. But what is it that you seek that you think will bring you love? A lot of people, they think that people can only love them, and ultimately they can only love themselves if it's based on an external thing. The external thing being a certain amount of money. They're in deep pursuit of money because they're in deep pursuit of love. They're in deep pursuit of this external object that low-level people venerate. You can admire something, but there's a difference between admiring and venerating. When you put things on the veneration scale, you're putting them on a scale higher than they need to be, because nothing in this material world deserves veneration. Veneration is reserved for the Most High. The question now is, what is it that you seek that you think will bring you love? And as I noticed, so many people doing so much sly shit in this world, I realized what they really want is love. But the voice in my soul spoke, and it said this: be the love that you seek. Emanate the love that you seek. So many people have lost touch with the love. They're so seeking to be loved that they forgot to be love. So many people are seeking to be loved, to receive love, that they forgot to be love, to give love, to exude love, to emanate love, to personify love, to be the love that they seek. We've often said, be this vibe that you seek. But what vibe is that? Ultimately, at the highest level, we all seek love. Not necessarily validation, but love. And I just need you to confer that. I needed to confer that to you because ultimately, until you're able to love yourself, not based on any contingency, able to act in the world, not based on any deficiency, any perceived deficiency, to show up in the world, not acting from a need to fill something within yourself, but show up in the world with the need to fill in everything else, everyone else. To truly forget self, to absolve oneself of oneself, and to show up and participate in society, in civilization, in the world, in the universe, as a contributive energy force, as a contributive energy force of love, of care, of nurture, of protection, of provision, of solidarity, being solid. You feel what I'm saying? Because most people are operating out of deficiencies. Most people are operating out of deficiencies. and they're going into the world and maneuvering and moving in ways to feel secure in the perception of others, in the esteem of others, in the eyes of others. And I would say there's nothing wrong with that. But ultimately, your order of motivation, your order of operation should be not a deficiency, but from the meta needs. Whatever you are, your world is yours. My message here is to be the love that you seek. In a world full of individuals who are habitually looking to receive love, to receive love, to receive love, in a world full of individuals habitually looking to receive love, go into the world and provide love, emanate love, be that rock, be that Peter, be that individual that everyone can rely on. And knowing that your needs are met because you take care of yourself in the most fundamental way. You fill yourself up in the most fundamental way. You rely and trust on yourself in ways that other people have yet to learn to rely and trust on themselves. You show up for yourself in ways that people have yet to show up for themselves. And you show them that. But once you cross that line, that invisible gradient, where you now have lost the love and you feel like without a certain thing, without a certain external situation, arrangement, your identity is now in crisis. How people regard you, respect you, reflect upon you is going to diminish because that's how you see it in your own eyes, because the way we see the world is the way we see ourselves, the way we see ourselves is the way we see the world. You have to get into a real self-reflection, inspection mode and begin to reflect upon what is motivating you and what your values are. Whatever you are, your world is yours. Be the love that you seek in the world. Be the love that you seek in the world. Be the love that you seek in the world. Showing up from deficiency is not going to work. And when you're feeling the need for the most love, be the love that you seek and watch everything disappear. Whatever you are, your world is yours. Humans do the darndest things for recognition, for validation, for esteem, recognition, and not veneration, but admiration from their peers in their group. Humans do the darndest things. Make sure that you purify your heart, know your intentions, know where your primary operation is coming from. And again, be the love that you seek in the world. Consider the vibrations raised. I love y'all. The power that you're seeking will never be found outside of yourself. And if you establish a relationship to having power come from outside of yourself, you will be powerless once that thing is no longer there. And the only things that you actually have are you, your word, your integrity, your character, your deeds, your energy, your intentions. So once you cultivate actual intrinsic worth, a lot of people will say that they operate on intrinsic value scales. Once you solely and truly transcend and no longer do it for validation, or say you don't do it for validation as a means of subconscious or covert validation seeking. Some people say, I don't need validation. I don't need validation. But you're saying that as a means of being validated for not needing validation. When you transcend, you move above, beyond, and beside that entire thing. And now you're locked into doing a thing simply because of the value of doing the thing itself. Truly intrinsically driven motivation. Very rare, very seldom. And once you lock into that, you'll become something in the world You'll present yourself in the world. You'll be present in the world. Your presence in the world will offer, emanate, and actually be based upon a completely different level of value, energy, power. Consider the vibrations, raise evolution, only solution, self-mastery, and success. I have to get these things off my chest. I love y'all. Whenever you're feeling the need, feeling needy, deficiency, reflect on what you're not giving yourself, what you're not being, where you're placing your worth in, what makes you feel worth, what is the basis of your worth, where does your worth come from? And a lot of people will say it's not on something outside of themselves, like money, amount of money, item, or something like that. Very few people actually deeply in their heart of hearts live that shit. Where is your worth actually coming from? Because you'll be raised in riches, you may diminish in riches. You may gain the world, you may lose the world. But if you never lose yourself and you never lose the love, you can never lose yourself, you can never lose the world. When your world, when your word falls apart, your world falls apart. And your word is all you ever had to begin with. So show up in the world the way you would want the world to show up. Be the change you want. It's all the same truths. All the truths are the same shit. Be the love that you seek. Just like how they say, be the vibe that you seek, be the frequency that you seek, be the love that you seek. And see how much your life actually changes. And don't do it on some subversive, well, I'm feeling needy, so I'm going to try to be the love I seek. It's not going to work. You need to truly transcend, go beyond and beside. No longer operate from deficiency and truly align with intrinsic value. And once that clicks in your heart, you'll feel it, you'll know it. You'll be like, damn, I comprehend it now, Sheikhy. But until then, keep fucking around. You'll find out. Consider the vibrations raised. On the other side.